Hey, how you doing? It's Larry and Nick once
Baby.
again. Agent for Beauty. Just wanted to go ahead and give it you guys, let you know we're still dropping videos. We'll be having videos now. We're going to be doing 2 a week, which means we're going to have videos coming out on Monday and another video coming out on Thursday. That's right. So please check us out. Subscribe. Um, we're doing a lot. We're working with a lot. My man here is always very busy.
Boy, left, right, but busy is good, though.
Yeah.
Busy is good, you know?
Very good. So let's just jump into it. So, what did you think of the whole situation with Mike Bloomberg and all the stuff he was saying where he got on there and was talking about you should be throwing black people up against the wall and frisk them because that's where all the crime and the guns is at?
Man, I don't even want to use that as stereotype, because that sounds like 100% ignorance.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Well,
Like, really?
Well, the funny part was, Mike Bloomberg was one of the architects of the stop and frisk. That was one of the biggest flops in New York, where it was just so racially, it was like just completely racist. And now he's doing all these things trying to champion black people so he can get that black vote. So, I find it odd. I find it ridiculous at best because, this is a man that had doubled down on saying that his reasoning for stop and frisk, and he should have did it, and he even said, well, we needed to stop white people less and black and brown people more.
It just, man, people always want to make an excuse
Exactly
of why certain things happen, and especially in America. I mean, the first one to blame is a black person,
right?
Like we became almost so program trained to where you hear that and you almost automatically believe it if you don't got no common sense.
Right. It is funny because you got to note that the stop and frisk, even with all the stops that they did that was predominantly black and they was hardly ever stopping white people, it only turned up like a 0.03% where it actually found something on someone.
Mm-hmm.
So they was just basically running around being able to free reign harass black people. And then what I find out, me as an older cat, is that now this guy has the audacity to chase after the black vote, talking about I'm here for you, black people.
Yeah, because it's about money now. Man, it's about it's about money. It's about getting them votes. It's about like the great Malcolm X said. Man, any means necessary.
Right.
So I'm gonna do whatever I gotta say. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. Because I want to win. But if you pay attention, you can always tell the real from the fake.
And that's the funny part is because I see the whole thing. I see a lot of stuff that he did that's positive, that he's trying to do that's positive. I was looking at his whole initiative and his plan. That sounds good,
mm-hmm.
but I need a lot more than just talk and rhetoric. I need to see some action behind it, and that's where he falls woefully short. So yeah, I'm still on the Bernie Sanders train. I'm not for Bloomberg. I'm not even for Biden because of the 1994 crime bill, because he was all for the super predator and all that stuff.
The super predator what?
So what super predator was when say if you rob a bank,
okay,
and they give you 10 years. So then if you come back and you rob a person, they're gonna give you another 10 years. So then if you make a mistake, say if you go into a place and they say you're trespassing, they can give you life in prison for that.
Why? Because that's your third.
That's your third strike. Yes, and that's where that whole thing came from.
Come on,
it was part of the super predator thing. So, yeah, Mike Bloomberg, you don't get no pass from me, but dude, I'm not feeling you. I'm not trusting you. I think, and one of the things I love is that a lot of the younger kids now, they're sitting back and they're saying the same thing. If it's not something that's going to help me, I don't want to be a part of it. So. Mm-hmm. I ain't mad at him as long as we get out and vote.
See, but like just to add to like what you were saying, like I always discuss with you,
mm-hmm.
topics like that, issues like that, they know where to hide that, where to so-called put it for public information.
Right.
Like where certain genres, certain age groups are looking.
Right.
But
the trick is that the information. There's nothing that can be hidden. Back in my day, you could hide stuff till after the election, and then all of a sudden it'll pop up. Oh yeah, he did this, and he'd be like, "Oh, too late, I'm president already." Nowadays, all information is made public so fast. It's just amazing to me.
True, but then it's a lot of more distractions to keep you from actually trying to be intellectual and read content and read stuff you need to be reading, should be reading, because they distract you with everything else.
But that's what the whole internet thing does. You know, it's constant bombardment of information. So instead of you being able to take in one piece of information, they're going to hit you with 1,000 pieces of information.
So you got to decipher what you need. And what you
exactly. So instead of you being able to sit back and get an understanding of a situation, by the time you halfway get an understanding of that, 15 other things that just happened is just coming straight to your phone. Exactly. So you're not going to get any chance to really deal with what you're already trying to come to grips with. Yeah. So it's tough, man. It's tough. But I was laughing about that. But moving on, Trump pardons everybody. Trump just was letting everybody out of jail, and he let Roy Blagojevich, he was the senator of was he a governor of Illinois? He was a governor of Illinois, and he was the one that was when oh God, I'm losing my mind. So when Barack made it into the presidency, he had a vacant seat. Okay. And he was selling the seat, and he literally sold the seat and got caught, and he got found guilty and got put in jail. So Trump gave his sentence, gave him clemency, meaning that he could pretty much just go home and carry out the rest of his sentence from his house. Wow. Not to mention, he gave Joe Arapo, the sheriff, who had committed obstruction of justice. He was the one who had all those prisoners, where he created Tent City, where he was saying, well, you know, it's my job as sheriff to make jails so horrible and so hardening that people don't want to come back. And they said, no, jail is supposed to be a rehabilitation center, not your own personal torture chamber. So he ended up going to jail. He gave him pardon. He was just pardoning all the people who he felt like he wanted to pardon. And I said it once, and I'm gonna say it again. That was one of the most gangster moves ever, because he's already looking the Democrats in the face and saying straight up, "Y'all can't do nothing. What y'all gonna do? Try and impeach me again?" Yeah, he is a gangster. Yeah, he you know, man. I always said that the real gangsters wear the suits and the ties, baby. But see, I wouldn't say he's a real gangster, because he's a coward. He's a coward in every step of the way. But I'm gonna get into that a little bit. So what do you think about that with the pardons and everything? I mean, with the pardons, I mean, like you said, I mean, it's a shame for me to even be able to say, like, there's nothing that I can do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really doing what you feel that's right, and only what you feel that is right. Exactly, because it's like the old saying, go with you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you got him where he had Roger Stone, who was coming up on sentencing, which Roger Stone was his homeboy. Roger Stone got obstruction of justice, a whole bunch of other. He was supposed to get 7 to 9 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, Trump steps in and tells him, "No, that's unfair." And Barr went in and says, "No, that's unfair." And so, you know, he got what he get, like 4 years or 2 years or something like that. He got like 4 years, I believe, because Trump stepped in. See, this is where dictatorship comes into play. Yeah, connected. You know what I mean? Connected. Well, it's not even that. It's just that, you know, he's on that. He's going to do whatever he wants to do, and now he's doing it at a level where he's basically telling people, "I'm gonna bait y'all in because y'all can't really do nothing." And a lot of people think he's going to win again. Well, see, I find that hard to believe for 3 reasons. My first reason I find that hard to believe, because if he does win, he's going to pull off the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys, because you've already pissed off most black and brown people who were voting for you before. True. You pissed off a lot of farmers who lost their farms.
And farmers are a huge industry.
Right, and they well, you know that there was a 24% drop in the farms because they was losing their farms because of his trade war thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the Muslims in this country, who he consistently kept talking about terrorists.
Yeah, trying to kick out, trying to boot out, right?
The thing about it is Trump does not want to. He's not going to win. Trump is going to come very, very close, and all he needs to do is come close enough to where he can say, "This was a fake election." That's what he's going to do.
You think so?
I know so. He's going to sit back. This is all a sham, and he's not going to leave because Michael Cohen said straight up, "Y'all don't understand. He's not going to leave. He's not. He's going. The only way you're going to get him out of there now is you're going to have to kick him out." And then, because he has all those lawsuits waiting on him.
Yeah.
He has all these things, and he's sitting back, and he has Fox News under his thumb,
mm-hmm.
and they want to do and say whatever he wants them to do and say. So this is where we're at right now as a country. Trump is going to get voted out because I really do.
Yeah,
but the thing about it, he's gonna.
But you also, but like you was probably also one of those people that thought that he wasn't even going to win.
I knew he was going to win.
Yeah,
yeah, because you have to understand, we had a black president come in and dignify that office so well that every white Republican, you got to remember, everybody who's running behind Trump is an old white male.
Mm-hmm.
They see their world ending. The old world where white men can do whatever they want and say whatever they want and act however they want, and it's cool,
was being threatened.
It's over. It's over because this is why you're seeing all these white people who are doing everything they can under Trump.
See, now I never looked at it from that point of view, because my point of view from my age point, mm-hmm. I thought he was going to win, but I didn't think he was going to win because of that. I thought that he was going to win because of you have people that love him. And you got people that hate him. He don't care. He just wants to be talked about. And then with his Apprentice show, he has more. It's easier for him to be known. Kind of like it's easier for him to be touchable. So if you don't know a lot about what's really going on, you automatically go towards Trump because you see him on TV. Trump, and you think he's an excellent businessman.
That's the whole thing. Everybody who was running behind Trump before he started all his racist rhetoric and all the BS is because all the dirt that he was doing mm-hmm. behind the scenes didn't come out.
Now, is it dirt? Is it dirt?
When you was working,
is it dirt or is it playing the game?
No, it was dirt because when he put out the newspaper about the exonerated five, and he was calling them savages, told them they need to be executed, they need to be killed, and then when they found out they were innocent of the crime, he didn't even apologize.
Now that is dirt.
Now,
that's dirt.
Now you look at Trump Towers, where any black person who was trying to rent a space at that place, he put a C in their application and deny them because they were black.
You see, I didn't know all that.
So, and a lot of people didn't know all that. A lot of people didn't know all the businesses that he used to do business with. He wouldn't do business with the bigger construction companies because he knew he had to pay them. He would try to find a mom and pop's company. And he tell them, you need to get a loan. So, because it's going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars. So these companies will go out and do all the work. And he tell them, I don't like this building. I'm not paying for it. And they be like, wait a minute, what? And then he try to wait them out, take them to court, wait them out, and then settle with them for pennies on the dollar. That's how he's always done business. Mm-hmm. That's why most banks in the United States would not do business with him. He had to go to the German banks, the Russian banks, the Ukrainian banks.
Well, you got to blame that on the American public to let it even get shot off.
But this is the thing, though. All that information is there, but you got to look for it because you got all these other people who are running up and talking about he's a great businessman. He's an amazing businessman.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the only thing that you're talking about in school is Christopher Columbus.
Of course.
Let me know the present. Let me know what's going on right now in 2020.
But this is the thing.
Not in 1666.
But this is the thing.
You see what I'm saying?
They don't want you to know because you got to remember the more that you tend to learn, the more faster that you tend to gain an idea, the more sooner we will have more Barack Obamas in the White House. The more we might have a Miguel Rodriguez president. We might have a Susan Smith, Madam President. See, the trick of it is that the richest 1% want to keep everybody else beneath them dumb and working.
I do agree with that.
So as long as you keep those people down there disconnected and you keep them distracted with clothes, phones, TVs, whatever else that catches your fancy, they're not going to worry about what's happening on the inside.
No.
So you have all these problems, and what's happening now is that the younger generation, your generation and the generation before you, are now saying, no, we need to see this. I need something caught my eye about this. I got to read this first. And those older people are like, no. That's why you think Gucci was like, oh, we're so sorry. We're going to work with it. And then look how fast, when they said we're going to work with black people about Gucci clothing, how fast did that go away? And everybody back in the Gucci store.
Yeah. Well, I knew that was going to happen.
But I'm saying, these are all just distractions.
Just distractions.
Because you look at most rich people will walk in Gucci and be like, I'm not buying this gaudy ass shit. They gonna look in there and be like, I'm not buying this bullshit. But who going there? People who ain't got money for that stuff.
They can check.
I gotta get this Gucci belt, boy. It's $500. They gonna trip. Rich dude ain't doing that shit. You know.
Oh man.
I remember one time, Bill Gates once said, he said, I was so focused on once my Windows started going out and and companies were buying it to put in their computers, I was so focused on making sure that I had a great thing going out that I would look down and I was still wearing Chuck Taylors. And they were like 10 and 15 years old.
Because he was that
focused on what he was doing.
I believe.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe.
He wasn't running out like, I'm worth 20 million. I'm worth 100 million. He wasn't doing all that.
Nah.
They were still sitting back there in them offices every day like they didn't even have no money. That's the trick.
That's the drive.
And then so I want to touch on Janae Beauvoir. She was Willona from Good Times, passed away.
Oh,
yeah, she passed away. I think it was Sunday. That was just really sad. I was laughing. I was telling I was talking about her saying, I had a crush on her when I was a kid. When I used to watch Good Times.
Yeah.
She would come in, I'd be like, man, ooh. But it's sad to see her go. She's the one who made that song "Moving On Up."
I didn't know that either. For real? Oh yeah, I do remember hearing something.
She's the one who sang the song. She was the one who worked on it.
Moving on.
And she sung. Yep, and she was the one who sang it for the director and the producers for the Jeffersons, and they was like, yeah, we'll use it. And that was her. So, I mean, she had a lot of different acting jobs. She did a lot of different movies. She did one of my favorite movies, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
She was in there. She played the mom.
That's a classic.
Yeah, where she smacked him and she's like, ooh.
That's a classic.
Yeah. So man. She was in a bunch of classic movies, and she was just for everything from what I know about her, she was always a really stand-up person. She will be missed. Rest in peace.
Much love, baby.
So, moving forward, now we're gonna get into deep water. Dwayne Wade.
Oh man, come on.
I know we're gonna have different opinions. So Dwayne Wade,
come on, man.
His son wanted to identify as a female, and she wanted to be called. She wanted to be introduced with female pronouns, and she wanted to be called Zara instead of being called her original name. What's your thinkings on it? And then I'm gonna give you mine,
brother. I'm so lost with that. I mean, because I get it, then I don't get it, and I get okay. You want to live free,
right?
Whatever makes you comfortable, whoever you are, that is you. Mm-hmm. Then on the other end, I think that's a little bit extreme for me, but I do have to respect it. Mm-hmm. That's that person's life.
Right.
That's that person's decision. And and I'm 100% behind it. But I like, isn't the child only 12 years old?
Yeah, she's 12.
So, at age 12, you're still being a sponge.
Right.
Like you're still learning, like you're still developing identity and personality and habits and
right.
So I mean,
it's
a bouncy thing with me.
See, for me, it's pure and simple, and this is where I end up at it. One, I'm gonna say shout out to you, Dwayne Wade. You're doing the right thing as a father by giving your son or you're giving your child the ability to express themselves however they see fit, and all you need to do is all fathers should do is love them, support them, and love them, because bullying is real, and bullying doesn't stop at your door. People on your phone, in your house,
social media,
they attack you. They go at you really, really hard,
and like sometimes bullying can like even lead to suicide.
But it mostly does lead to suicide. Yeah. It's mostly leading to suicide, drug abuse, all
bigger than what we think it is.
A lot bigger than what we think it is. So with him making sure that he is doing the right thing as a father, which he is, because he is not residing that she's going to be one way or another. He's saying she can be whatever she wants to be, and that's fine. You can be whatever you want to be, because if that child later on when turning 15, 16, just say, you know what, I saw this bad female and she wanted me. I took her number and I'm feeling this way. Great. Whatever you want to do with it, how you feel. Okay, I love you. Mm-hmm. If he'd say, oh, well, I'm glad I did it because I met this guy that I love more than life itself and we're going to get married. Great. But he's giving him that room to explore himself.
True.
To become that person. Then you have people like Bootsy Badass. Bootsy, I was on your side for a lot of different things that you had went through, a lot of different topics that you have brought to Instagram, but this one ain't it, bro. First and foremost, you got to understand that is that man's son. So you talking about, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. Bootsy, worry about your own kids.
True, but like, Bootsy got an opinion,
But,
I mean.
But this is one thing that my grandfather used to always tell me. He said, it's so much better to be ignorant and silent than to speak and let everybody know
it. Now, that's some wisdom.
Now, he sounded real stupid all on Instagram.
It's so much better to be ignorant and silent
than to speak and let everybody know
about it.
And he looked so ignorant, trying to tell another man how to raise his child.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless. And then he was turning around talking about, well, you can't chop his thing off, man. You can't. Nobody even talked about gender reassignment surgery.
It's a touchy subject, but like you said, I get it, and at the end of the day, it's easier to respect it and love it. You know what I'm saying? Like you be you do you with your life. Like, but don't be a slave to society.
But it's not even be about not being a slave to society. It's more along the asterisks of, no matter what, I'm gonna love you. There's this little boy in Australia right now. Uh-huh. He has dwarfism, where he's like 13, 14. He's only about 2 feet tall. Mm-hmm. He's about the size of a 2 or 3 year old. He got bullied. He was sitting in his car. His mother ran up and saw these kids bullying him. She ran up and cussed the kids out. They ran off laughing. And the kid got in the car talking about, I want to kill myself. Mm-hmm. He said, I want to stab myself in the eye right now with a knife.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Now, this is the thing. This child felt this way. This mother was trying to stand up and tell them, this is what happens. This is what happens. And lucky for the child and the mother, that when she made that go viral, every star that's from Australia and a bunch of stars from here in the States, and even I sent a little video to my man. I said, hey, my name's Larry. I said, I'm 6'2", I'm 6'3", I'm 285 pounds. I'm your friend. If I get a chance to come down to Australia, hopefully I get a chance to meet you. But you ain't got to feel like you're alone, because you're not.
You're not, brother.
But that's because she's dealing with that. Her husband and her husband and her are trying to get these kids to leave him alone. With Bootsy Badass having the following that he has, this is where it becomes irresponsible. It's not just Bootsy that's going to be attacking this child now.
Yeah.
It's all his followers who agree with his. Even if they don't agree, they're gonna say it's okay because Bootsy said it's okay.
Because he has enough to deal with just being Dwayne, being affiliated with HOF, Dwayne Wade.
Exactly.
He already has a plate full,
and he's always his plate full becomes, first of all, let's keep it a whole bean. Let's keep it a buck here. He has a plate full just being black. Mm-hmm. Then he has another plate full by being gay. Then there's another plate full that your father is a Hall of Fame basketball player. Then you got a plate full because this ignorant ass rapper is going to say some stupid shit on Instagram, and he maybe has 1 million followers. So you have 1 million people who are going to have their opinions forced upon you. Mm-hmm. So that's up to what, 1,000,005 plates?
I mean,
it's one thing for you to say something. But it's another thing for you to pass judgment on something that is really
none of your business.
None of your business.
At the end of the day, it's none of your business.
It is none of your business.
At the end of the day, it's none of your business. And then
all the people who follow you, all of them, their opinions are going to be based off of what?
Can be per, I'm swayed.
So now you're going to have all these things going in on one child.
Yeah. So a child, like you said, a child.
So how much sense does it... And that's why I always say my favorite thing that people can say when they feel like they're going to say something stupid or if they feel so convicted.
Just shut up.
No comment. No comment. It's a perfect phrase to you can use.
But like people feel like they have to be heard, negative or positive. People feel like this last word stuff. Man, people will die for the last word.
Oh yeah.
For what reason?
Because they feel like, oh, if I say this, he's going to understand that I'm saying this because I'm really helping him. No, you're not. You're giving your opinion on something that is really none of your business. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, Dwayne Wade and his child is going to look at you and do like this.
The only reason why people even know is because it's Dwayne Wade.
Exactly.
So stop. Stop being so shocked. Like this is the first human on Earth
Dwayne Wade,
that I ever even thought.
Well, you gotta remember because when Dwayne Wade, when they had the Gay Pride March last year, mm-hmm. and his child wanted to go to that, and they went, and Gabrielle Union made sure that the whole family, that everybody went as a family to support him and be by their side, and it's like everybody has so much hate and it has so much toxic masculinity that they want to not only define what being a man is, but what being a black man is. So it's so important that they define this and they define that and that. You got to be this and you got to be tough. Because I was literally online. I was on Twitter. And I was going back and forth with this dude. This cat was trying to tell me, man, you must be gay too. You must be. And if I am, that's fine with me. Because you're not going to dictate to me what the ideas of what a man is.
Yeah. Like
so if you have so say, Lord forbid, this poor child, if your child turned to be gay, what you going to do then? You think you're gonna
leave him?
Yeah, you're gonna leave him, or you're gonna beat the gay out of him? I mean, there is no winning situation. There's no winning scenario for that. So I just thought that was just really one of the oddest things.
I mean, and like you said, it shouldn't be a win or lose situation anyway.
Right.
That's living free.
Right.
Living free, because like you said, if you don't support this decision, this can end up in suicidal or drug abuse.
Exactly.
Just feeling so detached from your, man, family is important. Family, kind words can go a long way.
Kind words can go a whole long way. And they can change the trajectory of a person in a heartbeat.
Very easily.
And so...
easily. Like a person's life can almost be shaped about what happened to them when they were 5.
Yeah. That's very true.
Subconsciously.
And that's where a lot of it comes from. That's where a lot of this toxic male ego comes from. It's just that ideal of what's meant to be, what's strong, what's tough, what's this, what's that.
Because men are not supposed to cry.
We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to show emotions. And I mean, we've all fell into that. And thankfully, a lot of us came out the other side thinking another way. Well, thank you once again. This is back coming to an end of another show with Agent for Beauty with Larry and Nick. My name's Larry.
Nick.
And we'll get back to you very soon. Don't forget, please subscribe. Come check us out, but make sure you're subscribing because we need those subscribers so we can actually get this show going, and then we could do more things like even bring in people to interview, bring in people to sit back and maybe even debate different thoughts and ideas with. So
yeah, man, drop comments too. You know what I'm saying? Man, much love.
Definitely drop comments.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like a one steer alley. Man, everybody.
Everybody, let us know how you feeling, what you think. All right, thank you very much.
Much love.